All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about Jordan Peterson, who has basically nuked his reputation over the last month or so. And in my opinion, is that he was doing it pretty much before then also, when he got on this giant religion trip. That's all he ever talks about, and then he pretends to like not be religious, but he wants to preach religion and Bible doctrines to everybody, but then say he's not a believer. I don't know what he's trying to do. What I think he's trying to do is get people to live by Christian values, I guess, whether they believe or not. One of his big things is, live your life as if there were a God, whether you believe in him or not. And, that's a good message. I can go with that. That's all right. But he didn't leave it at that. He's out there basically every time he's on a podcast, it turns into this big religious diatribe. And that already got on my nerves back when he started doing it. But still, he's allowed to his opinion. If that's where he wants to go with his career and what he wants to talk about, that's his right. There's probably a lot of people that are good with that message and like and follow him because of that message. But now he's really basically fucked himself. After the Douglas Murray, Dave Smith debate, he also got on Joe Rogan and started, shilling for Israel and shilling for experts and everybody that didn't agree is a psychopath on the right and the woke right and all this crazy shit he's doing. And now he went on a debate at Jubilee. The title of the debate originally was Christian Debates, 100 atheists or 20 atheists or whatever atheists, right? But Jordan didn't want to be put up there as a Christian, so they changed it to Jordan Peterson Debates, a bunch of atheists. And he was rude. He was very aggressive, not like him at all. He was very rude to these kids. And, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. A bunch of smart-mouthed, snooty, fucking liberal little bastards that think they know everything. Okay, great. But then don't debate them, right? Don't say you're going to do a debate with them and then go out there and not debate, because that's what he did. He didn't debate, right? He didn't debate. He threw at least one dude off the panel altogether because, they got into this like bitching war, right? You should watch it. It's on Jubilee on YouTube. Jordan Peter versus 20 atheists or versus a certain amount of atheists. I don't know what the exact title is. Doesn't matter. This is not the Jordan Peterson that I like. You know what I mean? This is not the Jordan Peterson that I remember when he first started coming out and getting popular. He is no longer that person. I don't know whether that has to do with Daily Wire or what the hell happened, but he is not that person anymore. Now, guys, it is Friday. Thank God. Yesterday was a holiday here in Germany. I was stuck in the truck because on national holidays, you cannot drive a big truck. You have to keep them still. So I was stuck away from home yesterday. The weather sucked. So it wasn't too much fun. Now I'm on the way home. Probably will be there early today, so that's good. It's the 30th of May, 2025, the end of the month, going into summer. It's now 6:10 a.m. here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for today. And like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about Jordan Peterson. Basically, and I won't say he's wrecking his career because he's pretty well covered by the Daily Wire. So his career is nowhere near over. But his reputation has been severely damaged. And this new debate that he was on basically took the cake for me to start talking about it, right? Even more annoying is his, protectionism of Douglas Murray after this debate with Dave Smith. I don't know how many of you saw that, but Douglas Murray, another guy that I used to respect and like and value his opinion, has now also completely lost any credibility in my eyes because that's the same for everybody that purports to be neutral and critical thinking and can see both sides of everything and the nuances and blah blah blah, and then they eventually get caught in a certain topic where all of a sudden the nuances, the both sides thing, the critical thinking shit, that's all gone. Now it's all emotional all of a sudden. Same thing happened to me with Sam Harris, right? I used to think Sam Harris was a guy worth listening to. Smart dude, had good opinions. He knew what he was talking about when it came to Islam and atheism. And I was like, wow, this dude, he makes a lot of sense. He's even got a fucking, an app, a wellness app or a meditation app called Making Sense, I think. Or his podcast is called Making Sense. Something he does called Making Sense. But he doesn't make any fucking sense anymore. Ever since COVID and Trump, that motherfucker's lost his mind. So all of these people, Konstantin Kisin, Douglas Murray, now Jordan Peterson, these are people that have all come out against wokeism, have all had opinions on a whole bunch of other things that made complete sense, that were well thought out, critically thought out. They looked at both sides of every argument. They came to a conclusive opinion on certain things and I was like, all right, well, these things that these people are saying make sense. And then for Douglas Murray, it's Israel, right? For Sam Harris, it's Trump and COVID, right? And for Jordan Peterson, I don't know what it is, but he is basically on the side of Douglas Murray and the people that believe that, well, we do need to start trusting experts. Well, no, maybe the experts need to do something to win our trust back. How's that? But that's not what Jordan Peterson was advocating for. That's not what Douglas Murray is advocating for. No, they believe that the expert class should be the people running the show. So all of their shit about anti-woke and their nuanced opinions, that was all basically, in my opinion, it's bullshit. You know what I mean? Because they are not those people. They are just as emotional, over-emotional, and not to be trusted when it comes to their topic of choice that they can't look at in a nuanced way. And for Douglas Murray, that's the Israel-Gaza thing. He cannot see both sides, right? He refuses to try, but though he sees both sides on every other thing. You know what I mean? Every other thing. He's been basically good on everything, and just when it comes to Israel, he can't do it. So, in my opinion, then he can't do it, right? He is not capable of seeing all situations in a nuanced way. He's not capable of critically thinking over every situation that way. And his behavior during the debate on Joe Rogan completely discredited him in my eyes. He is now somebody I do not take at face value at all anymore. Konstantin Kisin from Trigonometry is another one of those people that seems to believe that, look, the West is not so bad, which I agree with. It's not so bad. Yes, and he's also one of those people that believes that the West should exert, especially America, dominance over the rest of the world because, well, if we don't do it, if America doesn't do it, then China's going to do it, or then Russia's going to do it, and we don't want that. So basically, we have to continue fucking wars everywhere and asserting aggressive military dominance everywhere, and that's basically his position, which I also don't agree with. But I have to say, Konstantin is still a pretty nuanced dude. I still watch Trigonometry on the regular. He's a very good viewer. So he hasn't gotten on my shit side quite yet, but Douglas Murray and Jordan Peterson sure have, right? They are disingenuous, right? Jordan Peterson, for some reason, I don't know what got into him, right? For some reason, he's changed his whole mantra to this new uber religious, preachy, fucking Bible thumping talk, right? And then he's trying to say, well, but I'm not a Christian and I don't believe in God. But you can't have it fucking both ways. I'm sorry. Either you're a preacher and you want to preach the Bible doctrine, or you don't. But you can't go around preaching Bible doctrine and then saying, well, but I'm not really a Christian, right? Which is what he tried to do during this debate. So he's trying to debate atheists using the Bible and Scripture and Christianity as his side of the debate. And then when he's asked if he's a Christian, or he's told, well, he's a Christian, right? He says, well, who says I'm a Christian? And the kid at the debate was like, well, this debate is called Christian versus 10 atheists or 20 atheists or whatever the number is, right? And he's like, no, who you say I'm a Christian? I never said I was a Christian. And then he gets this big pissing contest about whether he's a Christian or not. Listen, if you're out there thumping the fucking Bible all day, every day, on every podcast, constantly, and the whole time, and then you go on a fucking debating a bunch of atheists, with Christianity as your defense. You are a fucking Christian, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. Go ahead and be a Christian, but don't fucking play both sides of this thing. And I have to say, Jordan, not everybody that disagrees with Israel is a psychopath. Not everybody that believes that what Candace Owens says about certain topics is a psychopath. But that's basically the label that Jordan wants to slap on everybody. Now you got the psychopaths on the right, and now you've got the overcorrection, and we got to watch out for the psychopaths on the right. Well, fuck it. I still don't see any psychopaths on the right, buddy. You know what I'm saying? And these are all these people. Constantine's one of these people, too. Constantine, Douglas, and fucking Jordan are all talking about the woke right shit. Look, what the fuck are you talking about, woke right? Right? I don't know what they mean with woke right, but I'm guessing it's everybody that doesn't agree with their shit is woke right. Right? That's what I think. See, so James Lindsay is another one of these people. He gets rich and famous off chastising the woke. Now that the woke are being crushed because Donald Trump got elected, I need a new grift, right? I need more grift. So now let's start going after the woke right, which is who's fucking woke right? Dave Smith? Come on, people. This shit is getting ridiculous, okay? This is getting ridiculous. You know who's woke right in my eyes? The people that are trying to shut down speech in the name of Israel. Those are woke right? But that's not who Douglas Murray and fucking Constant Kissin and Jordan Peterson are talking about. No, they're not talking about those people. No, which is weird because the woke's tactic kind of is shutting people down, censorship, authoritarian control over speech and words. And there are certain people on the right, including those people in Congress and shit, that are specifically designing and making laws or want to make things illegal to the benefit of an Israeli government that is obliterating an area next door to them, right? That's what they want to do. So they're shutting down college kids' speech. They're shutting down people's, people's speech rights. They want to make certain things legally anti-Semitism, even though it's not anti-Semitism. I mean, the official definition of anti-Semitism has in there that certain criticisms of Israel is also anti-Semitism. That's crazy, okay? That's nuts. So the people that are on the let's fucking deport everybody and make laws that shut people down because they criticize Israel, those are the woke right people, all right? Those are the woke right people. Jordan, Douglas Murray, and Constant Kissin are framing the woke right. They're accusing the wrong people of being woke right. If there's a woke right, it's the people trying to use authoritarian, totalitarian measures to shut other people down while they were the people, when Biden was in power, screaming for free speech rights. That's the woke right. Not fucking Dave Smith, who goes on a debate with Douglas Murray, right? And Douglas Murray doesn't debate Dave Smith. No, he just chastises him the whole time because he's not an expert. He's never been to Gaza. And, well, I've been to Gaza. Have you ever been? If you've never been, I've been. How could you have never been? Fuck you, you fucking self-righteous, arrogant, uppity British prick. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. These people lost all credibility. Jordan, dude, I don't know what happened to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Jordan was a guy that I would have recommended to anybody with teenage kids, you know what I'm saying, teenage boys especially, to watch him. You know, he was out there talking about carry the biggest thing you could lift and blah, 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 and get your house in order and, you know, clean up your own place before you... all that shit. That's good shit. You know what I'm saying? I liked all that shit. That was like positive message. And, you know, pick yourself by the bootstraps and stop fucking caring what... what labels you get and what everybody's worried. That's great. You know what I'm saying? That's great. And he's now completely stopped doing that. And I think this religious shit has completely, and I'm not, when I say religious shit, I'm not defacing religion. Okay, remember, you can be religious if you want to be. No problem with it. I don't got any, the only thing I have a problem with is when religion has power over the general populace. That I cannot go with. So organized religion, not a fan, you know what I'm saying, in any way. Not a fan of Catholics, you know what I mean? In the sense that how can you be Catholic after this whole, pedophile fucking priester scandal shit that still hasn't been resolved, still hasn't been cleaned up. There's still not a bunch of priests in prison. You know what I'm saying? There's still kind of hiding priests that do this kind of shit. So it's still a thing, and yet there are still people that proclaim to be Catholic, which to me is just weird. You know what I'm saying? Just weird. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense to me. If you found out the principal of the school was a fucking pervert, then you would never put your kid in that school again. But if it's Catholic priests all over the world, then we got to kind of let it slide. I don't agree with that. I think that's very hypocritical, total bullshit. It would have been something that would have made me leave the organization had it been me. But that's me. I'm not against religion or people being religious, right? And if Jordan Peterson wants to become the new fucking what's his name, the new fucking mega preacher, that's also good on him. He can do that. You know what I'm saying? He can do it. I don't care. There's an audience for it. I'm sure he's going to make money for it. I'm sure it's fine. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's fine. No problem. But his original audience that Jordan got, most of those people, I bet, are gone. Right? And I don't know what happened to him. Maybe it's the culture at the Daily Wire. Maybe that he's now no longer independent. He's got to coast within certain guidelines. And that's definitely the case, because we saw what happened with Candace Owens once she got out of the guardrails, over the guardrails of Israel. That was the end of her ass at Daily Wire. So we know how they operate. Ben Shapiro's another one of his people that proclaims the whole time. Another guy that I like to watch, respected very much, respected his opinions, thought they were well thought out. Another dude that I watched regularly, that now that it comes to Israel has turned out to be, okay, well, he's Israel first, which is his right. You know what I'm saying? Which is his right. He has the right to do that, to think that way. No problem. You know what I'm saying? He believes that America should keep pumping money and giving weapons to Israel and let Israel basically do whatever it wants when it comes to getting rid of Hamas and all their other shit. Hey, that's your right, bro. You can be that way. That's just not the kind of person that I'm going to follow, right? Because you can't go around proclaiming you're America first, right? Because that's the country that made you rich. That's the country you live in. You know what I mean? And that's the country you're preaching to, in this case, Ben Shapiro. And then turn around when there's a conflict that Israel's gotten itself into, then go turn around and go, well, yeah, all that America first shit I said, I mean all that, except when it comes to Israel, because then it's Israel first. You can't have it both ways, and all these people want it both ways. That doesn't work. And it's totally see-through, right? I mean, I'm just a truck driver, and I can see it. I can see it's totally transparent what they're doing. They are not trying to hide the ball here. They're clearly all of them, are coming out saying, yeah, all the shit that I used to say, I believe in that stuff, but unless it comes to this specific topic. And again, for Murray, it's Israel. For Jordan, it's, I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I guess he's defending Israel, a little bit, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But they're all like becoming now squishy. They're all like turning on the group of people they said to be with, right? So they basically, I don't think Jordan ever came out and said he was MAGA. You know what I mean? And I don't think Ben Shapiro ever did. But they were playing to that crowd. And now that that crowd has finally got power, they're turning against them and saying, well, no, but actually we do need experts, and we do need to listen to experts, and this is bad and Israel's good and blah, blah, blah. And we should kind of veer away from the America first shit a little bit to appease Israel. I don't know what the fuck these people are doing, but they're all turning coat quick, right? And so I've kind of lost my hope in those people. You know what I'm saying? They are not as authentic as they pretended to be. They are not as critically thinking as they pretended to be. And Jordan is a prime example of that. How somebody as intellectually sound and on his feet as Jordan Peterson has been, all these years, and now suddenly he's like a completely different guy, right? He's a completely different guy. You should see, I'm telling you, Jubilee on YouTube, the debate, Jordan Peterson versus atheists, right? Check it out. I mean, he is completely aggressive. He doesn't debate. He doesn't really answer any questions. He chastises these kids. When they chastise him back, he throws them off the panel. He's done. You know what I'm saying? The way he talks is aggressive. He's mean-spirited. I don't know why he agreed to do this debate. It completely fucking ruined his all credibility. And it's the thing that made me want to do this video now and say, look, this is crazy. This is not the same guy. I don't know what happened to him, but I think we should keep an eye on these people because they are obviously motivated by different forces and different things than they have proclaimed to be motivated by up till now. So that's why I don't pay attention to them anymore, right? Constantine is a different story. Trigonometry is still good. You know, he hasn't really driven it that far. You know, he's also protected Douglas Murray. He also came out in defense of Douglas Murray against Dave Smith, which is weird because, you know, as far as I know, Constantine has also never been to Gaza. So how he could take Murray's side and attack Dave Smith, even though he's never been, is weird. I'm saying weird. But, okay, he's still getting a pass from me for now, but he's on his way to ruining it. Okay, he's on his way to ruining it. And I know that what I think about these people doesn't affect them at all. I get that. But I thought it was important to talk to you guys about it, to get my opinion out about it, because it's pretty crazy that these people are completely different people now than they were before Trump got elected. I think that's just odd. And anybody who completely changes their face like that should be avoided and should be scrutinized very heavily before taking anything they ever say again with any seriousness whatsoever. That's my stance. I feel bad. I feel sorry for Jordan, and also for Douglas, but I also feel sorry for myself because I bought their bullshit, right? I was manipulated by these people to think that they were actual nuanced, critical thinking, debatable people, right? They're not. Okay, I fucked up. I'll be careful next time, and you should too. All right, guys, have a great weekend. That's my rant about Jordan Peterson and the club of the woke right accusatories. Yeah, this thing with woke right, before I go, look, don't take this woke right bullshit with any seriousness whatsoever, right? The woke right might exist. The only people I would fucking categorize as woke right, like I said, are those that are trying to suppress free speech of people in the name of Israel, and those that are now trying to use their newfound power to shut down people that don't agree with them. Those are the woke right. I'm sure they're out there. It's just during the Biden administration, everything, they didn't have any power, so we didn't see them. Now they have power, and now we see them, right? And you know who's on the woke right? Douglas Murray. He's on the woke right, okay? You know who's woke right? Constantine Kissin. He's woke right, okay? You know who else is woke right? Probably Jordan Peterson, also woke right. Because they're changing their tune on everything. That's the wokes, right? Whether you're on the right or the left, woke does that. So if they're trying to convince you that somebody else is woke right, they're doing the woke left thing. They're, basically doing the accusation of what they themselves are doing. So what was it that Taviva Fry always said? Something through projection. I don't know. I forgot what this phrase is. But they are projecting onto other people what they themselves are. So they are the woke right, and they're trying to call other people woke right. Well, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what they call me or anybody else. They are basically to be ignored now. They've completely tanked their reputations. Sam Harris, Douglas Murray, Jordan Peterson, and Constantine Kissin is well on his way. That's what I got. All right, people. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next week.